those of you new here, we're in Brace to Suck 21.
Yes, we are.
My name is Spencer.
And I am Daniel.
We got Fred Dibnah, Made in Britain, episode 6, The Road to Steel City.
Man, yeah.
It's always a good palate cleanser after what it is that we always do. Like we said in the previous ones, we know most of y'all are hungover. That's why you put this out on Sundays. But
yeah,
right now for us, time of this recording, it's 12:47 a.m. And we just watched for our Patreon movie club, Dog Soldiers. And it was, let's just say, we need a good palate cleanser right now.
We need a Dibnah.
Yes.
We need Dibnah more than you guys think we need him.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Let's just go in. How about that?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
3, 2, 1.
Fred Dibnah's grand tour of Britain's industrial past has brought him to the heart of the Pennines in Yorkshire. For his steersman, Alf Molyneux, the day starts with a 2-hour routine of getting steam up.
Right, dashbox is empty now, Fred. Isn't much boring. Not then.
You can tell how they ended up all filthy, can't you? You know, an inch of muck stuck to them, like.
Yeah. It'll not be like that another half hour.
Eh?
It won't be like that another half hour. Will you give us a lift, Fred, with these ashes?
Yeah, all right, Cock, yeah.
Man.
Has he been dead long?
Then there's a tarpaulin that covers the engine at night to pack away.
Right, we can start polishing now, can't we?
Well, yeah, we're not polishing, rubbing the dust off.
This will get the dust off.
Yeah.
And then we'll go over it again and shine it.
Fred, ever the perfectionist, insists that the engine is always gleaming.
It works and all. Look how it's bringing that horrible burn. It must be for fish and chip shop proprietors, you know. Oh, look at that.
I'm nearly through the bloody pipe. Where are we going next?
Oh, we're heading for Sheffield to go to a forge and see how they used to do it, you know.
Right.
And how they made steel when they first invented it.
And how far is
Might
it?
be nice, though.
How far is it?
I don't know. Just keep going till we get there. It's not very far, I don't think.
What great navigation skills.
Love that. Let's go until we get there.
Pretty much.
Iron and steel form the vast majority of Fred's engine. When it was built, iron was relatively easy to work and could be cast into intricate shapes like the cylinder block and the front forks, but it's weak. Steel is much stronger, but more difficult to make. It's used in the plate work of the boiler and the moving parts like the axles and gears.
This morning.
But first, Fred's got an ambition to achieve.
Just down the road, there's a rather spectacular bridge that goes over the M62. And every time I go up the M62, I get this urge to cross it with the traction engine.
Nice.
But thirsty as ever, they couldn't pass a pub without stopping.
Blow the whistle and all. The bridge. That's the bridge. It looks high up, this bridge.
Yeah, it is high up, mate, I tell you.
Scamandon Bridge is the biggest single-span bridge in Europe, and it crosses the M62, the highest motorway in Britain, in spectacular style.
Got a bit of a dip in it. Don't look like dinky cars. Look at them down there.
Man.
Long way down.
That's crazy, man.
You're not so bad. I'm 18 inches further fall than you. Yeah. Can we stop a minute here? Belting views at countryside.
Yeah. Now they're exciting up here when you down there, you don't quite realise where you are in relation to this bridge. You can see the road to Halifax over there, you know, the reservoir, which you see all that when you're coming down there on to the side, then it disappears. And then from here we can see all of it. Concrete bends, you know. So every time I've come along the M62 and seen this bridge, it's always fascinated me, and you often thought, I wonder the low weight of a traction engine. It's so high up that you don't realise how big it is.
Well, I've got any doubt about it all in weight.
Well,
no,
get
going.
No, you're all right. I've seen a few six-leggers full of rock going across, so we're all right. When you think they must have shifted a few thousand ton of rock to make this M62.
That is a hell of a view right there.
That's crazy, man. Like,
yeah,
I would be terrified to drive whatever he's driving, whatever that is. Like it's basically a train, right? It's a steam engine, and you park it on the. I would haul ass over that bridge as fast as I could.
Yeah, like, I'm with you there.
I wouldn't stop. I don't know, man. I mean, there's a couple of times where the steam engine's weight has been a factor, right?
Yeah.
On that lift, on that bridge.
Yeah,
what
lift bridge thing from the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
They didn't even know if he could have gone across it, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then the previous one, the one in Scotland, the first traction engine to ever cross that bridge. And the guy who they talked with said that they needed to repair it because it could collapse at any time.
Yeah.
Or something terrifying. Like that.
And so, for them to just stop in the middle of the freaking bridge is insane. I would be like, no. I mean, like, Fred, you're terminally ill. That doesn't mean I gotta fall down with you. So I'm gonna get my ass on the other side of the bridge. You can stop in the middle of the bridge. Got you. No worries.
Even if he wasn't terminally ill, it's still Fred frickin' Dibnah. He's gonna do what Dibnah's gonna do.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Fred's different. And even if the bridge collapsed, Fred would be fine because he's Fred.
Yeah, because he's Fred.
He wouldn't allow it.
Like I've said multiple times, he is the man Chuck Norris fears.
Yep. Yeah. Pretty much, man. But look at that view, man. That view's pretty awesome. Like
it almost looks like it could be out of Thomas the Tank Engine, like the stop motion one early instead of the animated one. You know what I mean?
They're in Sodor. They're just chilling. Thomas the Tank Engine, pretty much, man. I can see that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's awesome. I mean, how many motorists can? They probably take that for granted right there.
Oh yeah, right? Just commuting to work.
Yeah.
So they just see it every day. It's a shame, really.
It is. It's pretty bridge though.
Very nice bridge. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah.
Steer. Shall we get going before cracks start appearing? If the cracks appear, there'll be no out for us. Go down with a could fall out motor and get run over. It'll go down with a thunderous roar. A thunderous roar, and that's only us screaming. Blow your whistle.
And now it's full steam ahead for Sheffield. There's a lot of steel in an engine like mine, and so therefore we're heading for Sheffield to have a look round there. And of course Sheffield is known all over the world as the City of Steel. Taking in so much scenery in one afternoon is thirsty work, but at last they find a pub that's open.
Yay!
It's in here. Getting too old for these sort of trestles.
I'm glad for a sit down.
Right, we're all right. I'm enjoying this trip, really. Very tiring, but good fun, isn't it? Easier than working, but in some ways harder.
I'll tell you what, though, all these, these beautiful things we've been and,
Places,
these nice places we've seen and that. If I was asked what was outstanding, I'd say the warmth radiating from the people we've met.
It's nice, that.
Kids at school railings waving and people coming up every time we stop for put coal on. We've been made welcome everywhere
we've been,
that's the highlight for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right. Like the last episode, it just had those people coming out trying to help him out with the engine, offering him tea and
coal?
to go up and coal. Like that's just how they are over there. And I keep coming back to Thomas the Tank Engine for this. So the fact that I love that so much as a kid is making me appreciate this as an adult.
It's super nice, man. It's super nice. It's just so, like you said, it's heartwarming. It's just, and I love that. It's like, hey, what made this whole trip for me? It's not really the things we saw, but the people we met. That's the most blue collar, awesome answer you could expect.
Yeah, salt of the earth, as they say. Yeah.
But some of these hills can still be a bit of a problem for the engine. They really slow things down.
Oh my God!
That's really slow. Come on,
And
you got
Sheffield
this.
is very hilly. To make matters worse, it started to rain. And Fred and Alf are running late for a meeting.
I think we'd better get the map out.
Let's have a look at the map.
This is before Google Maps and Waze.
Wow.
Old school Waze right there.
Down there. Yeah.
Well, we might be running out of rain now. With it a look.
Put it away.
Rain apart from out, it looks like it's brighter that way.
Yeah.
Get out this bloody rain.
And it's down there. Right. Follow the map up.
Bloody map's wet through it, it'll not fold up.
They're looking for a World War II tank in a district of Sheffield called Tankersley. At the tank, they've arranged to meet someone to help them find their way.
All right, here we go.
It's pretty crudely made, isn't it? No rivets. By 1940, they'd done away with rivets.
There was a bumpy ride on them.
Good morning. Hello.
Peter Machin is a local historian. His father worked in the steel industry.
He was a traction engine man who invented tanks,
Was he?
Yeah, there were hundreds made by Rushton and Owensby. Not them, I'm going a bit senile, I can't put my name on it, but very famous, traction engine company made the first tanks for 14 War. Millions of rivets and all. Not one rivet on this.
No.
Not like the crudest of welding,
Right, well, this is a Churchill tank. These were made in 1940 here.
They're quite modern.
They were, and these were the workhorses of the Royal Engineers, They made 1,100 of these in just a few months here at Newton Chambers. The big ironworks all round here,
We'll let you be our guide. You can ride in our luxury mechanical transport.
Excellent, be a thrill. Well, we'll go down to Winkerbank Hill where we can look down over the Don Valley.
Yeah. Not losing any steam, Good.
That's what we want. All right, underneath the railway bridge there,
The tank factory has long since gone, along with much of Sheffield's steel industry.
Get away from trees. This was deepest one. There's something. Can't drag that up there, you know, there's a lot of water.
Right, left at the light, Fred.
Eh?
Left at the light.
Oh my God.
We're going up Winkle Bank Hill with Peter Machin to get a bird's eye view of Sheffield. And from this vantage point, you can really see how the steel industry took off here in Sheffield.
Unfortunately, progress is slow. What the plan didn't take into account is the traction engine's ability to climb hills.
Oh shit.
Stop raining now.
The view's going to be alright.
Eh?
The view's going to be alright. It's
Oh,
clear enough.
yeah. Jungle now.
Magic, that. Absolute magic.
Hey.
You got it there well, Fred.
Oh, you're calling it for a month, haven't we? It won't go up hills, but it come up there, all right.
If you want us to go up this house track,
Yeah, apparently there's something up there we can turn round on, but that's where we get our panoramic view of the steel city.
They're off-roading now.
All this way
Yeah.
for an aerial view of Sheffield.
But when you're travelling, not all expeditions are successful.
Is there a pub on top of this hill?
I doubt it.
There's nothing worse than going to the top of a mountain only to find the weather's got so bad you can't see a thing.
Oh,
Oh man.
I think we'll go in the van out the way.
insert joke about British weather right here.
Yeah. Oh, it sucks, man. That absolutely sucks.
I think most of our audience is used to this, and they're probably giving us shit because we're commenting on this. Like, this is just a normal week for them.
Yeah, but I mean, just of course it happens. Of course it happens when Dibnah wants to see Sheffield. You know, like, I mean, it's kind of like, if it rains, why try? But of course you're not going to sway Dibnah when he has his mindset. It is going to happen.
Yeah, when the Dibnah wants it, that it happens.
Yep, that's science.
Yeah.
In a bit.
Yeah, till it stops raining. Yeah, I've had enough. So much for our panoramic view of Sheffield. Put the kettle on.
Put the kettle on.
Get the state of it in here.
Get sit there. Is this coffee?
I don't know, but we'll have a bit.
The weather wasn't about to improve, so they gave up. No time to hang around up here waiting for it to clear, because Fred and Alf have to get to a Sheffield forge before the shift ends.
That's the fastest I've seen them go.
But
Wow.
there's always time for another quick pint.
Fred Retton
course.
does traction drivers off the daft.
Hey, you won't.
You always said traction drivers off been mad and daft.
Yeah. Well, that's a fight. Hey. It's not too bad if you've got a lid, you know.
It's no harder, it's just less pleasant, isn't it?
Yeah. If it's quite light, carry on, you know. But I mean, the mixture of oil and rain on your glasses and it becomes vision is impossible. Like there were times when I could see better without the glasses than you could, you know, wearing them.
It's crazy.
You know.
And now it's on to the forge.
There's some fair pieces of iron and knocking about here, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
What are we going to see here anyway?
Well, like forging really is when the ingot comes from the steel maker. It's like a bit open grain, as you might say, and forging it into certain shapes consolidates the molecules and makes it much stronger, you see.
Right.
That's what it's really all about, you know.
Yeah.
Independent Forging is a specialist in the forging of large steel components for the aerospace and oil industries. The works is the former site of Daniel Doncaster and Sons, one of the oldest forge masters in the world, which date back to the 1770s. The forging hammer is a 7-ton model made by B&S Massey of Manchester. They think it was constructed in the late 1800s, but nobody's really sure. Originally, it was driven by steam power, but 2 years ago they converted it to compressed air. You what? Yeah, oh, you ready now? Yeah, right. I'll stand out of the way. The days have been a lot of men turning that round. Getting nearer.
Wow.
I've got a massive compressor one. Yeah, 200 weight one. Best places we've been to, this. That's a firm piece of tackle, isn't it?
That's an 8-ton, that one.
Yeah.
It's 2 8-tons,
Yeah.
5-ton and 3-ton, and 2 2-ton. But I'd call it in old days before they had them machines, it were big cranes, bars and
10 men on to the left.
That's when you needed a sweat zone.
Yeah, yeah. Railway wagon wheel.
Wow.
This is an iron tyre for a tank, but this is exactly the way that the axles or the crankshaft for a traction engine would have been forged.
Nice.
Wow. Wow.
Ow.
Crazy.
100 years ago.
Like, honestly, this is really like fascinating to watch because I look at, you know, old traction engines like that and every vehicle that was made out of that kind of stuff, and I don't know how or where it came from. Now I know.
It's crazy, man. It's so crazy. It's like, I mean, the concept of building something like using this is just mind-blowing. You think, oh, I need this kind of part, this kind of part. Well, where do you get that part? How is it made? Holy crap.
Right there.
Like, God,
right there.
Man.
You know, just do its big, guys. Not a cell phone in sight. Everyone living in the moment.
I love that they just put flaming hot discs on the floor in the workshop. Could you imagine?
3 inches from their freaking toes.
It just, man, talk about awareness. You don't want to trip and put your hands out there. That's for sure.
Hell no.
Good God,
hell
man.
no. That's when men were men.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Oh, man.
When Fred's engine was built, there were over 5,000 forges like this all over Britain. Now, there are no more than 100.
Wow.
Oh, man.
For every man who's trying to earn a living in England, there's paid £300 a week with a company car saying you can't do that because you don't wear a tin hat. There'll be bloody 20 men working and 60 looking after them. Isn't it funny how everybody who does forging when they've actually used the bloody tool, you know, they just drop it on floor, you know.
Well, he's like that. Don't bite where it should go.
I'm like that. And where's it gone, you know? Where's the tongues gone, you know? Bloody hell, it disappeared.
You put everything away, you know where it is next time.
Oh, I am. Yeah, well, have you worked here now?
About 28 years, me.
Yeah.
Wow. You've been here about 32, haven't you?
Yeah, bloody hell, so what, straight from school, like?
But I've been in the industry all my life.
Yeah,
64 now.
Yeah.
Last time I got made redundant here in 1999.
Yeah.
They closed it down altogether. No work for it.
Yeah, and
Then our managing director bought it, sent for us back.
Somehow or other, I've always been attracted to dangerous, dirty things, you know. You know, like,
What do you call it?
Heavy and dirty, dangerous. Women. I'm not free of them.
I knew what he was talking about.
It was fascinating watching the forging. I've never seen forging before. Enjoyed it.
It was really good. I mean, I've never seen anybody making iron tyres before like them men, you know, punching a hole through the middle. That intrigued me greatly, you know. Might even have a do at that with my own hammer, you know, at home, like. I like a bigger hammer actually at home than when I've seen them, like.
It looks so easy, but I'm sure it takes a lot of experience. Because a lot of it seemed to be being done by eye, didn't it? I thought it was fantastic today. And the other thing that's come across is what an happy workforce it was. They feel they're doing something, and I don't know, they're a good team, weren't they?
Well, you've got to be without that.
You watch the two men at either side of the hammers, they can't hear one another, they're just watching one another, and each man knows what the other man's going to do next.
And when the shift finished, it was back to the pub.
Of course.
Where have you driven from to get to Sheffield then? On this
Well, we don't know. We've been halfway up a mountain.
Top Raleigh Bank Road.
We went to the top of, how do you pronounce it, Winskabank Hill?
Winkerbank.
Really big hill. To the top of the
That's overlooking Meadow Hall, isn't it?
aerial view of Sheffield. And when we got to the top, it was raining that hard, you couldn't see Sheffield. See how things like changed over the last 30 years sort of thing.
When we first started, it was all handwork, all done by hand.
Yeah.
Brought from furnace by
Open
crane.
the furnace door and a big spoon and hanging on like that. Must have been exciting then, even though it was hard, you know. Yeah. How long have you been here, like?
Left school at 15. My dad didn't particularly want me to go and work at Doncaster's in a forge, which he'd done all his life. And unbeknownst to him, I went down and had an interview and got a job purely by the fact that all my family already worked there. Two uncles, my dad. And in the past, during the war years, 2 aunties, 3 aunties and a grandma. Forging is in your blood. And if it's not in your blood, you'll never do it. I've done it for 42 years and never look back and still enjoy going to work.
After 5 generations, Pete's the last forgeman in his family.
Oh, man.
On leaving Sheffield, they're halfway through their grand tour. But Fred's illness is making the travelling hard work.
Oh, no.
So he's going to have a few days off with some old friends in Derbyshire. But on the way, there's one more place to see. It's a museum that tells the story of early steelmaking here in Sheffield.
Abbeydale Industrial Hamlet is the site of the Abbeydale Works, an 18th century side-making works with water wheels, a tilt hammer and a crucible steel furnace. A group of experts from Sheffield University are going to attempt to make us some crucible steel.
Nice. That's some witchcraft right there.
Preserved well, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're lucky it survived so intact.
I think it's had a bit of treatment.
So we have a look at forge.
Yeah. Oh, these are all right, aren't they? They're called tilt hammers, these, you know. And what happens when the water wheel outside turns the flywheel, turns the spindle, the axle, you know, all them noggins at the end of the hammer shaft, and it lifts up the, you know, the hammer and bang down on the thing. So in this place, they made side blades, and they'd like get 2 pieces of ordinary mild steel or wrought iron, and forge weld a strip of steel in between, so the edge were a bit of good stuff, you know.
Because steel was so difficult and expensive to make, it was mixed with wrought iron. These tilt hammers were used to forge the mixture into blades. A water wheel powers the hammers and bellows in the forge. Large bellows create a good draft in the fire and get the steel in the forge hot enough to work.
That's really good, isn't it?
You can actually see the intakes opening and closing.
Yeah, well, one of the valves in the pieces of leather. There'll be a few cubic feet of wind goes through the pipes every time one of them goes up and down.
Yeah, very impressive. 1700 time, this, isn't it?
Wow.
I've seen with the silk stockings on in here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Powdered wig. Right, all that to blow the furnaces over there, the forges. And now it's just a little electric motor in it, you know. Nothing. Come on.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to...
Man, again, it's just like we've seen this in a couple other episodes. Just big machinery doing things that we take for granted.
And it's so old, man. Like,
yeah.
Holy crap.
They knew what they was doing back then.
Oh my God, man. I love that. I love it. And I think what happens is that when people say, oh, I can't believe it survived, I don't think they're referring to, let's say, weathering and all that good stuff. I think they're more referring to bombings and shit.
Yeah, the wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because man, it's just wild that there's always that sense of realism of what happened back then. And it's just it makes you, I feel like having that in your past makes you like treasure the things that you still have from the way before. It makes you appreciate it more.
Mm-hmm. Be more proud of your history as a country.
To the smelting department, you know, well, they put the crucibles in the fire.
1829.
Ah, oh dear. Afternoon, Rod.
Morning.
All right, come to have a look at your crucible furnace. That's how. How's the fire going, Rod? Sheffield's success as a steel-producing city really took off in the 1740s, thanks to a breakthrough by Benjamin Huntsman, who operated a local foundry. His invention of the crucible steel process made it possible to make much harder and high-quality steel in great quantities.
How much would you be able to make out of that metal that you get out of that pot?
Well, that one we're doing these small ingots today, so probably 15-20 pounds. But the large pots that were originally used here would be about 50 pounds.
Of course, crucible steel were like special stuff, weren't it?
Yeah,
for edging tools and things like that.
Files.
Oh, like turning tools and all that.
Yeah. So it's very important material to get the Industrial Revolution going.
Oh, yeah. Before Huntsman, the quality of steel was unreliable and only 200 tons a year were produced in Sheffield. Well, this is how they used to do it, isn't it?
That's right, yes.
These furnaces haven't been used since the Second World War.
Wow.
Though the team has suited up for protection, it's a dangerous process.
Within 100 years of Huntsman's discovery, Sheffield was producing 20,000 tons of crucible steel a year, an amazing 40% of steel production in the whole of Europe at this time.
Oh, that's nice.
Magma.
Wow.
Very good. What do you do first of all? Knock it over?
When the ingot has cooled down and solidified, it's time to break the mould.
Down off the wedge.
That'll drop the thing.
Yeah.
Then push it over.
Yeah.
It'll split
The
up.
crucible.
Can't break these, can you?
No, it isn't well. Well done.
Oh, that thing's still glowing.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, you can have your turn out back. Yeah. And that lump of steel will now go off to the rolling mill and be made into a bar or
whatever, yeah.
You can see why they really only used a bit at once, can't you? Stuck on the end of lumps of wrought iron. Yeah. I mean, everything, all lathe tools and cutting tools, weren't they? They were all like that.
Yes.
I've actually got some where you can see steel on one side and the softer stuff like corroded to hell, like, you know.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
so
anyway, thanks for that. We'll see you later.
Right.
We're off for tea.
Right. Off for tea.
Next stop, Derbyshire, where Fred is going to take it easy for a few days as he stays with some old traction engine friends.
Nice. Another wholesome piece of the salt of the earth that is of the great of Britons. You know, Road to Steel City. I've learned some from this one. It's always a good video when something has been learned of something you haven't realized you take for granted.
100%. And it's just like it's like an icon showing icons. You know, like I love that. I like this is real to me, man.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I wonder, guys, in the comments, let me know, is this like a tour you could go on, the same kind of tour? I mean, granted, not in a steam engine, but like in a vehicle. Could you do what he is doing, like his tour map, right? Now, I would love to see how long it would take. And
like, are you trying to say like it's something you could just buy a tour of and someone will take you on that, or
like something, if someone really was, let's say, a fan of this show and loved it so much, could you stop in, could the regular human being stop in and go on a Dibnah tour?
Okay, so so you want to know if you can, buy a tour that's already set up, as opposed to going through every single episode, finding all these places and mapping it out yourself.
Yeah, like I wonder if it's already been established. Since after this, if they are like, you know what, let's just package it all together where, like, let's say visitors will learn the trades just as Dibnah showed. So they can get a hands-on experience, kind of sort of like Dibnah, But anyway.
And everybody, like, even if it's not exactly this, is there something similar to that?
Yes, I would love that. I would love to go on a tour like that.
Yeah.
Because I know for them, it's been what, a month of doing this.
Yeah. And we're exactly halfway through this series, and Dibnah's gonna take it easy for a little bit, and come back stronger than ever. Like he always does.
Always, man. What a good! It's just so wholesome. I love this. It's so needed. It's so needed in the world of crazy insanity that we all live in. This is a good step back.
Heck yeah. Did we say 2 thumbs up? I can't remember.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a given from here.
That's a given. Yeah. I just had to get it in,
Yeah, of course. Of course, man.
Yeah.
Ooh, man.
Anyway, y'all, somewhere around us, subscribe and watch another video. Watch the hands, grab your toes, wipe your ass, blow your nose, embrace the suck.
Unplug and do something epic, guys.
See y'all next time.
Later.
Fellas, we could be that mistake. Let's do this.